On October 18th, Jupiter is going to enter in the sidereal sign of Cancer. And Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. But why is he so powerful in this watery moon sign? And also, why is this transit so brief? Well, I'm going to break it all down in this video and give you a report for your ascendant for the next 5 months or so as Jupiter makes his moves through the sky. So talking about Cancer, it's a movable sign, it's a feminine sign, it's about emotions and feelings, it's like the mother's love, right? It's the 4th sign of the zodiac, which represents home and mother. It's where we make our emotional connections, and a mother's love is unconditional, right? And it's about nurturing and receiving and being compassionate. And it's a movable sign, meaning that the growth that Jupiter is trying to present is going to be able to flow through. It's going to be able to internalize and give emotion to that creative and sometimes abstract nature of Jupiter. Jupiter teaches through knowledge and hope, and having that kind of faith in something that you can't touch, you can't hold on to, like a religion or like a spiritual, pursuit, that can be challenging when it's nothing that's tangible. So you need a bit of imagination and faith, right? And that's what Jupiter represents through his signs that he rules, Sagittarius and Pisces. Now, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is our mind, right? And so this environment is just a really favorable position for Jupiter. However, it is going to be very brief, and the business that Jupiter is going to do in Cancer is not going to really unfold very much until next year. And that's because Jupiter enters into Cancer, and at around the 55-minute mark, it doesn't even reach the full degree, it turns retrograde and wants to head back to Gemini. And this is important because that first degree, the last degree and the first degree of a sign, is a very powerful place. It's right there at the precipice of a new beginning, especially that 0 to 1 degree mark. And so Jupiter enters into this space only to station there and turn retrograde. And to me, this seems like there's some unfinished business in Gemini. November 11th, Jupiter is going to turn retrograde, and he's going to revisit the same portion of sky that he's in right now at the time of me doing this video, which is September 8th. In fact, he's going to retrace the portion of sky that he traveled over from August 17th through November 11th. So this is the time where Jupiter is going to revisit, and it's really important because retrogrades are about reevaluating past experiences, getting a second chance, and really reflecting on what transpired during those times. It's like you get this second chance to do a bit of a redo or to re-experience something that you may have missed. And Jupiter's energy is associated with hope and optimism, but this becomes a little bit less active when he's retrograde. And this is with all planets. Whenever a planet turns retrograde, their energies are more passive. They're not necessarily being forced upon you. You have to kind of discover it yourself. There's a bit of effort there. And so this passive nature of Jupiter can also bring up feelings of being uncertain. Maybe there's some hesitation in things like our beliefs and spirituality. You may be feeling a little less hopeful than usual. On December 5th, Jupiter is going to officially enter back into Gemini. And so he's going to be expanding our curiosity, and through our experiences, we learn and understand the truth. The lessons that Jupiter is trying to convey can really get lost in us trying to fulfill our desires in Gemini. And it's really easy to get overstimulated. The information is moving really fast. So things like social media, where the attention span is like currency for those who have something to say, right? It's really too easy to exchange the truth of a situation for something that makes us feel good in the moment instead. So this Jupiter retrograde is really a perfect time to revisit those experiences and see where you can connect to the information you're given for a higher purpose, for a higher good. And this is about making a better choice this time around. When that moment presents itself, you're going to know what it is when you see it, right? But just having that awareness will get you there. So when that moment arrives, you'll be able to see it. Now, on March 11th, 2026 is when Jupiter goes direct again, and this will be around 20 degrees, 51 minutes of Gemini. So if you have any planets here in this portion of Gemini, this is going to really be impacting you. Jupiter moves direct again in Gemini, and this time it's going to evolve beyond those surface level things, the superficial pleasures and the satisfactions that we desire through our curiosities, and to go a bit deeper, right? So we're learning how to discriminate between those things that have no meaning and the things that do have meaning, that bring that bigger lesson of Jupiter into Gemini. And so as Jupiter is moving through and approaching Cancer again, you want to consider what you truly want to connect to your heart and what you want to make a part of your existence. What are you learning, and how are you filtering out the things that don't matter so that you can focus on what truly does, and then connect those things to your heart? This is that transition between Gemini and Cancer, and it's being brought into focus because of this retrograde energy of Jupiter. There is a bigger lesson to be learned. So Jupiter moving into Cancer, your Cancer house, is marking that new beginning and really a shift in energy for your higher self and connecting to something deeper than just simple pleasures. But before you can get to that peace, before you can get to that place, there's something that needs to happen in Gemini that was previously overlooked. Okay, so I'm going to get into the ascendant reports. We're going to cover this exact question of what is it that you need to look out for as Jupiter turns retrograde back into Gemini, so that you can have that information, you can filter out what doesn't matter, and you can really connect the important things to your heart, right? So this is part of that holistic cycle around the zodiac. Aries, welcome. You've got Jupiter entering into Cancer, your fourth house, but then it's going to retrograde. So when it enters into Cancer, very briefly, it's going to help you connect to what you've been into on a deeper level, but it's not going to exactly unfold because it doesn't have time to yet. So this is really more along what's going to happen in March, and it's going to be about expanding your heart and your emotional connections. But there's something that Jupiter needs to review. It needs to revisit as it turns retrograde, goes back into Gemini. Something about your personal desires and your power. There's something related to your courage or your ability to exert yourself that really demands further exploration and examining things from a deeper perspective. And this could be even involving a sibling, a cousin, or even your ego. The third house definitely deals with your ego. And there may even be a deeper lesson to be learned about an interest or a hobby that you're passionate about. So there's something that you need to learn during this retrograde period that you may have missed or casually overlooked that took place somewhere between mid-August and mid-November. This is where Jupiter is retransiting. And Jupiter rules your 9th and 12th houses. So your father, teachers, mentors, spirituality, your solitude, even expenses. And really, 12th house is the closing of a cycle. All of these themes will come up for you in some way regarding that 4th house of home and connection, going back into your 3rd house of courage and self-effort. So wishing you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Taurus ascendant, Jupiter is going to enter into your 3rd house of Cancer, and he's going to want to enhance your emotional courage, your ability to assert yourself. And there will be a deeper connection to the things that you're interested in. You may pick up an old hobby or start a new one with a fresh love for what you do. But first, Jupiter needs to make sure you don't miss a bigger lesson around 2nd house matters. So these are your finances, or how you create stability and independence for yourself. It could also be something related to family life or maybe a close friend. The 2nd house also deals with your voice and speech, so there is something to learn that you may have missed or casually overlooked about these things that took place between mid-August and mid-November. And Jupiter rules your 8th and 11th houses, so themes of transformation, subconscious fears, the breaking down of old beliefs, and even your friend circles, groups you participate in, and really your bigger life goals, including financial goals and financial rewards. These are all themes that are coming up for you during this 5-month transit of Jupiter. So I really hope that this is a good transit for you. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Gemini ascendant, welcome. Jupiter is going to enter into your 2nd house of Cancer, and it's going to want to expand your independence and even your financial resources. This could also deepen your connections in your family and bring emotional wisdom to your speech. But first, Jupiter is going to go retrograde back into your 1st house of self. And this is really huge, as it has the potential to be kind of a breakthrough moment for you that reshapes your entire life. It has that potential. And Jupiter wants to teach you something, wants to show you something about yourself that you may have casually brushed off as not being that big of a deal. Still, in reality, it is something that you need to truly connect to, because it's going to expand your life for the foreseeable future. Now, Jupiter for you rules your 7th and 10th houses. So this is about your relationships, career, all of it, right? There's some foundational knowledge that is trying to come through and requires you to kind of just sort through it all, figure out what's going on. And once you do, you're going to be able to truly connect when Jupiter enters your 2nd house of Cancer in March of next year. So I'm wishing you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Cancer ascendant, welcome. Jupiter is getting ready to expand your life in a really big way. It enters Cancer and stays for a while at the beginning of next year. But first, he needs to work on some things in Gemini, right? Your 12th house. So perhaps there is something that you've been avoiding or trying to escape from. But this Jupiter retrograde is really wanting to put it in front of you so you can sort it out. And this will be a time to reflect and re-examine possible subconscious behaviors that you've been exhibiting, or deal even with a loss that you may have experienced recently. Now, Jupiter rules your 6th and 9th houses, so health, hard work, overcoming obstacles, finding meaning and purpose. They're all coming up for you during this time. So Jupiter in Gemini is the end of a big cycle for you. This is a big 12, 13 year cycle that's coming to a close. In this retrograde period, we'll be looking for those hidden clues, right? So what did you miss that took place between August 17th and November 11th? Between then and now, there is something that you may have overlooked that needs to be connected to this time by sorting out the things that don't really matter. You're going to have to discriminate between those things. But then Jupiter will be entering into your first house, and this is going to be the beginning of a much bigger cycle for you. So I am wishing you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Leo ascendant, Jupiter is moving into Cancer, your 12th house, and is going to encourage you to connect with your subconscious mind and nature. And you may find yourself isolating or spending more time alone, which will bring you peace. But first, Jupiter is going to retrograde back into Gemini and will stay there until March of next year. So there is something regarding your goals and ambitions in life that came up over the last few months that you may have overlooked or didn't take too seriously. But this Jupiter retrograde is going to try to put that information in front of you again so you can discern for yourself what you need to do. It may involve other people, large groups or friend circles that you need to revisit in some capacity. And Jupiter rules your 5th and 8th houses, so its results can be a bit mixed. So this is about your heart's desire, your creative mind, your children, also letting go of control. And as this transformation occurs through hidden knowledge, you're going to need to sort things out to really find the truth that's hidden there. But once you do, Jupiter's transit into Cancer is going to be a time of rest. It's going to be more peace than sorrow and isolation. So I'm wishing you the best, and I will see you in the next video. Virgo ascendant, Jupiter is going to move into Cancer, your 11th house, and is going to bring big gains and success your way. But first, he needs to tie up some loose ends in Gemini. So Jupiter is going to retrograde back into your 10th house, suggesting that there is something related to your career, your sense of responsibility, or your reputation that needs to be revisited. And there may be some information that you overlooked regarding your public status that you need to address in order to connect with it. But first, you need to determine what has meaning and what doesn't. And it's about doing what is right and purposeful rather than just what feels good in the moment. And Jupiter rules your 4th and 7th houses. So home life, personal spaces, relationships, they're all coming up for you during this transit. And this is going to be about learning what your actions reveal about your heart and how you can balance that achieving peace with achieving success, right? It's really that home work-life balance that's kind of coming into play here. So I am wishing you all the best during this transit, and I will see you in the next video. Libra ascendant, Jupiter is moving into Cancer, your 10th house. It's going to bring big abundance and growth to your career and reputation. But first, there is something that you need to figure out regarding your beliefs. And your perspective on life is really growing, and you're taking a lot of new information, but there is something that you may have missed while Jupiter was transiting through the end of Gemini. And this took place between mid-August and mid-November. So this is a higher teaching, a lesson of meaning and direction that Jupiter wants to bring into your life. But you must be open to receive it. This retrograde period is really a time to sort out what lessons are trying to come through that ultimately inspire and bring purpose to your higher self. Jupiter rules your 3rd and 6th house. So your willpower, your courage, your self-effort, hard work, situations involving your siblings or coworkers will come up for you at this time. And there is something about being of service to yourself that enables you to be of service to others. And that personal growth that occurs during this time will help you achieve that. So I am wishing you all the best, Libra, and I will see you in the next video. Scorpio, Jupiter is moving into Cancer, your 9th house, and it's going to bring in a deeper connection to your beliefs and personal growth. But first, there is a lesson that you may have missed while Jupiter was transiting through the end of Gemini, your 8th house. So Jupiter aims to expand your mind and curiosity by encouraging you to let go of outdated beliefs that really are not helping you anymore. So there is some sort of hidden information trying to come through that you may have missed before, and Jupiter wants to put this in front of you and expand your life. This information may be a secret or maybe even something that's taboo, but that is up to you to determine during this time, and what it is that you need to let go of, what you need to allow to break down and dissolve so that you can connect to your higher self in a meaningful way, in a way that brings you purpose and fulfillment. Because a spiritual transformation is going to be taking place during this transit, and Jupiter rules your 2nd and 5th house. So this is going to bring up themes of money, finances, independence, your speech, creative intelligence. These are all coming up for you during this transit, and they are in a period of transition. So where you need to sort out what has meaning and what does not is really going to be the focus of this Jupiter transit. So I am wishing you all the best, Scorpio, and I will see you in the next video. Sagittarius, Jupiter's move into Cancer is going to be in your 8th house. So we're talking transformation, hidden knowledge. And before this change can happen, Jupiter's going to need to show you something that you may have missed back when he was transiting through Gemini. So specifically from mid-August to mid-November, this has something to do with a commitment you have made to someone or a relationship where both sides should be benefiting. So information regarding a romantic or a business partner needs a second look, as it's up to you to figure out what is truth and what is not. Jupiter is your 1st and 4th house ruler, so your physical identity, your experiences, your peace of mind and happiness are all coming up for you during this transit. And so whatever you sort out during this retrograde will help you let go, and it's going to allow the old to break down without it feeling like it's being forced upon you, and it's more of a choice. So I am wishing you all the best, Sagittarius, and I will see you in the next video. Capricorn ascendant, Jupiter is moving into your 7th house of Cancer. It's going to bring growth and abundance into your relationships. But before it does that, it's going to retrograde back into your 6th house. So this is something about revisiting a health issue, something dealing with your daily routines, or something that requires a lot of hard work, and perhaps even a challenge that you need to overcome. So there is some information regarding this area of life that you may have overlooked the first time around, but Jupiter wants to put this information in front of you now. So you're going to have to decide what is important to you and what you're willing to work hard for, because it's not going to survive the upcoming transits, especially if you're not emotionally connected and internalizing the information. Jupiter rules your 3rd and 12th houses, so effort, courage, communication, expenses, surrender, and escapism are all coming up for you at this time. And what you overcome now will open the doors for deeper connections in your relationships moving forward. So I'm really wishing you all the best, Capricorn, and I will see you in the next video. Aquarius, Jupiter is moving into your 6th house of Cancer and is going to bring hope and wisdom into your daily life, into your routine and healthy choices. But first, he needs to reevaluate things in your Gemini house. So there is something that he wants to bring into your awareness that you may have overlooked sometime between mid-August to mid-November. And this was before you turned retrograde. So this could be related to your children, your creative projects, something dealing with your education, or how you like to express yourself and enjoy life. Jupiter wants to expand this area of your life, but you must determine what is worth your time and effort. Jupiter rules your 2nd and 11th houses, so your independence, your income, your speech, your friend groups, your financial gains are all coming up for you at this time. So what you decide is worth your effort will help you overcome any issues you face or that you need to tackle when Jupiter does move into your 6th house next year. So I am wishing you all the best, Aquarius, and I will see you in the next video. Pisces ascendant, Jupiter is moving into your 5th house of Cancer. It's going to bring growth and optimism into your creative space. But first, there is something that needs to be worked out in Gemini. And Jupiter aims to really expand your heart and enhance your ability to form emotional connections. And there may be something that you overlooked or didn't take serious enough around mid-August to mid-November, and these things need to be revisited. It could be something involving your personal space and where you feel the most sensitive, where you take things personally. And Jupiter is trying to grow this part of your life. So he rules your 1st and 10th house. So this is your physical appearance, your experiences, your career, your sense of responsibility and reputation. These are all coming up for you at this time. So what you sort out during this transit and truly end up connecting to your heart will allow you to express yourself creatively and fully when Jupiter finally enters into Cancer March of next year. So I am wishing you all the best, Pisces, and I will see you in the next video.